This is the UK Infantry Battle School training area at Senny Bridge, and the Infantry Weapon Systems Advisor to the UK Trade and Industry Defence and Security Organisation is here to evaluate EDS BlastSax as part of an all-arms live-firing tactical training course. The BlastSax are being used in place of sandbags and are being tested against L109 grenade attack and against rifle fire from the SA-80A2 5.56mm rifle. A full written report is available from the UKTI Defence and Security Organisation. The BlastSax come wrapped in packs of 5, with 20 BlastSax in each case. BlastSax are activated by being soaked in water for a few minutes, whereupon they achieve their full weight and volume. On the Senny Bridge training area, the water temperature was only 2 to 3 degrees Celsius. Test 1 involved building a structure from BlastSax in a 3x3x2 configuration to represent overhead protection. The L109 grenade lands inches away from the front forward BlastSax. Both BlastSax adjacent to the grenade are damaged, and overpressure causes some displacement, which was expected. All the fragmentation is captured within the BlastSax. The report identified that the way that the BlastSax had been balanced one upon the other had made them susceptible to displacement, especially at close range. The report concluded that, although free to move, the BlastSax did well to contain fragmentation and to deal with the high level of overpressure. Test 2 involved building a hollow square structure of 3 walls in a 3x3x1 configuration. The L109 grenade lands 18 inches away from the structure in the right foreground. The fragmentation is contained and all the BlastSax stayed in position. The report identified that as the grenade fell short of the target, the damage was reduced. Particular reference was made to the amount of visible fragmentation damage compared to the distinct lack of displacement. The report recommended that protection could be increased tenfold by erecting a simple barrier to prevent grenades landing directly on or against the BlastSax. The test is repeated. The L109 grenade lands left of the structure. Due to the proximity of the explosion, a large amount of fragmentation is captured by the BlastSax, and the report notes that the BlastSax had no difficulty in containing the fragmentation. However, overpressure causes some displacement of several BlastSax. The test is repeated. The L109 grenade lands far left, out of shot, but within lethal range. There is clear evidence of fragmentation entering the BlastSax, and no evidence of fragmentation leaving. All overpressure is absorbed, and all BlastSax remain in place. The report noted that this test confirmed that damage is limited by preventing the grenade coming into direct contact with the BlastSax. Test 3 involved building a stack of BlastSax adjacent to rifle targets. The report noted that this construction was not ideal, with some BlastSax being balanced precariously upon each other, allowing the slightest impact to cause some displacement.
Just concentrate on the target, mate.
The first rounds fired score a clean hit, causing no displacement. Some filling is extracted due to the angle and velocity of transfer. The report noted that this test provides an excellent example of BlastSax effectively absorbing small arms fire. The 5.56mm round was contained in the BlastSax. Further rounds hitting the BlastSax caused slight displacement, but no rounds are seen to exit. The report noted that a soldier is instinctively drawn to the BlastSax to provide cover, being an effective protective barrier against small arms fire. At the end of the test, the BlastSax are examined at close quarters.
So this was the closest BlastSax, approximately 50 metres from the firing point. We've had over 60 rounds fired into the vicinity of the BlastSax. We can't confirm that every round hit, but what we can see from the evidence here, that some rounds have gone into the BlastSax. Now from the front here, you can see the entry point that's going in. It's even dislodged the wall here, and if you can see in this area, you can actually see an exit hole where it's gone into the next layer. If I can ask you to look at the rear of the area, you can see in this area here, there's no exit at all. So that tells us and gives us the evidence that we needed. The rounds have came in, it's too in depth, and they've been absorbed into the second layer at only 50 metres. None of the rounds have actually come out the back of the BlastSax. That is the first one at 50 metres.
We're going to have a look in and see if we can find anything. See if we can find a couple of rounds now.
There we go.
Go on. Hang on. That's 1.5 bags from 50 metres. Yeah, little beauty.
That is the bullet.
Yeah.
That's gone in and been distorted by the energy, but again contained within the second layer of BlastSax. So we can confirm that at a close range at 50 metres, the 5.56 will be contained within BlastSax, only 2 in depth. Happy with that. Approximately 175. Between 175 and 150 metres now from the firing point. Again, you can see at the front edge of the BlastSax, that's been completely demolished by the rounds coming into it. Again, over 60 rounds fired into this area. Hard to confirm how many actually hit, but as you can see, looking at the evidence here, quite a number of rounds have hit the BlastSax. Now, what we're looking at here is this was the front wall here, ignoring this, because that's just the collapsed wall. This was the front wall here, so you can see entry and obviously damage here, but what we need to look at is the second round, where it's gone through the first and penetrated the second. It actually hasn't made its way through and out of the rear, so again that proves at ranges between 150 and 175 metres the rounds cannot penetrate 2 lots of BlastSax. Here we are. So that's the bullet head. So it's gone through the first one and only a fifth of the way into the other one before the forward movement has been arrested. Perfect. But it's made its way through one, and obviously we're over 100 metres now, so the bullet's travelling at its full velocity, you know, and it stopped it not even a fifth of the way into the second bag. So it goes to show that the BlastSax will absorb and arrest the movement of a bullet at this range, certainly a 5.56, which if it'll stop this at that, it'll stop most small arms. Approximately 250 to 275 metres now from the firing point, and again, same scenario. We have got a few grazers around the sides and on top of the bags, but we have got entry holes into the bags, and again, the evidence at the rear, although we have got a graze down the side here, if you look at the back end of the bags, we've got no exits whatsoever. So again, as we expected, if it's contained at a closer range, then up towards 300 metres, again it's going to be definitely contained. And so the evidence again shows rounds going in straight through the first set of bags and always being contained within the second protective layer. Happy with that. That just goes to show that they will give good protection against small arms fire, certainly 5.56.
The report summary noted that the SA-80A2 rifle fires a 5.56mm round, which distorts easily once in contact with any surface, causing maximum internal damage. BlastSax were able to offer excellent protection against this calibre of weapon. In some cases, the BlastSax were subject to large amounts of fire into a concentrated area. Although some severe damage was done, none of the rounds were able to penetrate the protective barrier provided. even at extremely close ranges. The BlastSax were able to contain the round in all cases.